Covering campaigns and 4 rounds of elections in 5 weeks, that's nothing compared to what awaits Rachel Donadio and Ammar Abd Rabbo, the sleepless 10-day frenzy they call the Cannes Film Festival. The curtain goes up next Wednesday, and already there's controversy. This year, it's over 2 films in competition, The Meyerowitz Stories and Okja. The problem is the producers, not a studio, not a television channel, but Netflix, the video streaming service, which had no intention of screening them in movie houses. Cannes Festival director Thierry Frémaux still hoping Netflix will change its mind. Either way, as of next year, all films up for awards at Cannes will have to schedule a theater run.
I agree that a film should be released in a theater and that spectators should have access to it. But at the same time, what are we talking about? A huge number of films at Cannes unfortunately don't make it to the theaters.
Rachel Donadio, you've been writing about this. What's interesting about this story is that, well, first of all, it shows that we're not consuming, if you will, our movies the way we used to.
True. What happened here is that Netflix, when you release a film in French theaters, you have to wait 36 months before the film can then go to a streaming service like Netflix. And Netflix and many other people in the French film world find that a remarkably long delay, too long a delay. But in order to reduce that delay, there are all kinds of other players involved. If there are the television channels, there are the pay TV channels, there are the free TV channels, there are all these French actors who pay into the French system that then underwrites French film. So in order to have Netflix, it's kind of the battle between what Macron is up against. How can you keep French traditions and how can you kind of compete in a global economy? And the compromise that Cannes struck was, okay, this year we'll let the Netflix films in, but we kind of hope that within the next year you guys come to some kind of agreement on this 36-month delay, and then all films in the future will have to be shown in French theaters. France is one of the most vibrant film audiences in Europe, in the world. There are more theaters here than in other countries in Europe, more filmgoers, more revenues, but at the same
more
time,
films made.
And more films made. And so it really is kind of it puts Cannes in this Cannes kind of French institution, global institution. And I think that this was really this was a compromise. And the films will still be in competition. They're good. They're, films by big deal directors, Noah Baumbach and also Bong Joon-ho, the Korean director. So to remove them from competition would have caused an international scandal. To keep them in competition is a problem because the CNC, France's National Theatre Center, pays for more than half of the budget of Cannes, and its purpose is to kind of support the French system. So if you let Netflix break that rule by being shown in theaters, then you kind of go against the whole, it's all interconnected.
Are the French movie houses right, Ammar Abd Rabbo?
It's not just a tradition or an old guard fight, It's, as Rachel said, it's one of the countries that has today, in Europe, most theaters and most production. And it's also because of these laws, and because of the TV channels have to support movie production. It's not their choice. It's something like... So it looks like a bit old guard, but it is very important for the French movie theater. On the other hand, we have to acknowledge and we have to realize that we are in a different world today. In the same week, there's something else than the cinema, the sport TV affair with SFR. SFR has
TV rights for the Champions League.
They won the most important matches in Europe, but they don't have a TV channel. And you will have to find it on a way if you're not if you don't have a mobile phone for SFR. So this is a new world. This is new habits, new players we don't know before. We didn't know about them. So, yes, we have to find new ways to work.
Netflix's business model is not show the movie in the theater. It's watch the movie at home and stream it at home. And so it doesn't want to change that business model. And for it to be shown in theaters, then, it kind of, that's not the point. On the other hand, what happens when you have to wait 36 months before you see something? There's rampant piracy. And that's how a lot of people see things. So it's hard to fight that, too.
A lot of people criticize the French, Chris Verdicki, over the way they protect their film industry. But the French answer, well, hey, look at the German industry, look at the British industry, look at the Italian industry, and see how they've done without those safeguards.
Oh, no, I think it's good that the French keep alive French filmmaking, and it has allowed over the years a lot of flexibility, a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of creative stuff. Look at how formulaic American films are these days. I mean, it's always a remake of something that's gone before. It's just stunning. So I think it's great that the French film industry is what it is, but I think the theaters are dead. I look at the way I watch movies. I look at the way everybody watches movies. If you go into any of the big electronic stores, Darty or Fnac, you see these walls of these super high resolution screens. Frankly, that's the way everybody's going to watch movies.
Do you agree, Régis, that the movie theater is dead?
No, I
Don't say that. It's not
I think
in France.
there will always be some people that would go to the movie theater and enjoy being seated in a dark room. But I agree with Chris in a way that France is always like. Look at the music industry. Look at our industry, the press. We have been shaken very, very, by the digital age. Not that the movies theater hasn't been, but to keep it like a shrine or something like a very when. The way people consume movie, the way people look at movie, even ourselves. I mean, sometimes we may look at a part of a movie on our screen. Sometimes we're going to look at a movie in a plane. So
Not anymore.
all of it.
No, in the planes
Not-
movie.
oh,
I mean,
on
in
the
the
plane,
plane.
not on your laptop.
Let me just say, it's not that I want this to happen. I mean, it breaks my heart. La Pagode, one of my favorite theaters here, beautiful Chinese chinoiserie building, it's totally boarded up now. It'll never open again. It's dead. And I think that's a shame.
All right. Well,
But that's life.
Honestly, to say something like this 4 or 5 days before Cannes Film Festival, where people will be queuing for hours at 7 a.m. to watch movies.
To watch the movies that they will then watch on their phones.
No. To watch movies as a collective experience in the darkness, etc., etc., etc.
Also,
The
American
magic of
films-
Cannes is when you watch a movie and the light comes back and the actors are in the room. That's
at 7 a.m.
something,
That's right.
That's
But you know
something
what?
really-
If you're watching it at home in bed, it's even better if the actors are
You have connections.
the uncouth Christopher Dickey with the final word there. We've run out of time. I want to thank Christopher, Ammar Abd Rabbo, Régis Le Sommier, Rachel Donadio. Stay with us, though. Media Watch is next.